Those who are prepared to help us for any emergency make sure they're up to date on their skills by having training courses all year round. The Cedar Falls Fire Department had an annual ice rescue training this past weekend, where several firefighters were able to put on wetsuits and jump into the freezing cold water to act as if they were a real submerged victim of an ice rescue. Then the other firefighter would suit up to come out and properly rescue the victim with the equipment, and other firefighters would help pull both into shore. Chief Schmidt explained to me a little bit about how the equipment is used.
This system here, it's latched on, so we put our victim's arms through there, they pull, and this 5-to-1 system will slide them all the way up and bring them onto the board. This also board can act as a backboard system, so that once we get the victim on here and get them back to shore, all we have to do is pick them up, carry them, and put them onto the stretcher, put them in the ambulance. It's got runners to help our guys get out. If the ice would happen to be thin, they can lay down on this. It has ice awls attached to it that are a safety ice awl, and it's basically just a nail inside a shroud that they can use to propel themselves along the ice to get out to our victim. Cedar Falls has 2 of these, one in each station. We have a minimum of 3 firefighters on duty at all times at our stations, and everybody that's on the truck is trained to do this. This is the strap, so if we had our rescuer could put on our victim, he gets around, does a quick Velcro, takes this hook, hooks it into that ring there, and again the victim is pulled up on the sled and it's slid back. It puts minimum number of rescuers on the ice, but whenever we do a rescue, we want to have a minimum of 2 firefighters in the dry ice rescue suits, so the one would be a backup in case they have problems out there. The second rescuer could come in, and then we would set up another guy in the suit to back them up, just so that in case they need help.
You would even think that with jumping into the cold water, the practice victims would need some time to warm back up, but the wetsuits they use keep them completely dry and even help them afloat in the water. They were able to climb out, reset their equipment, and switch places. Between tons of layers, zippers, and even insulation, they say they were warmer after the fact than they were before they went into the water.
Completely dry, warm for the most part.
Now, even though this is an ideal location right offshore with no current under the solid ice, Schmidt says they would be ready for if they had to do this where there was a rushing current, or if this was far offshore, or even in a tree line. The fire station is also hanging their Keep the Wreath Green wreath on the side of the fire station located at 18th and Main Street. The wreath will start completely green, and whenever they respond to a structure fire, they change the green light to a red light. The goal of Keep the Wreath Green is to remain completely green for this whole month. Typically, the fire department sees an increase in fires during the holiday season. The Keep the Wreath Green campaign is a way to help curb that trend by reminding people to be responsible and to practice good fire safety techniques when celebrating. This is the 6th year that the Cedar Falls Fire Rescue is participating in the campaign. Visit cedarfalls.com/fire to learn more about the holiday and winter safety. Or you can contact Fire Rescue at their non-emergency number to speak with the fire officer about proper practices.